The spirit of Washoku. 1. Washoku, not a cuisine, but a worldview. Imagine stepping off a plane in Tokyo for the first time. Neon lights flicker outside the station. Steam rises from ramen shops. Sushi counters glow under soft lantern light. Tourists line up for tempura. To the outside world, Japanese food seems familiar: sushi, ramen, tempura. But what if I told you that none of those dishes truly explain what Japanese cuisine is? Because Washoku, traditional Japanese food culture, is not a list of dishes. It is a philosophy. In 2013, Washoku was officially inscribed on UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list, not because of sushi, not because of Michelin stars, but because of something far deeper. A way of relating to nature, to time, to community, and to life itself. To understand Washoku, we must begin not with taste but with order. In medieval Japan, during the Muromachi period, a structured meal style emerged among the samurai class. It was called Ichiju Sansai, 1 soup, 3 dishes. At first glance, it seems simple: rice, soup, 1 main dish, and 2 side dishes. But look closer. The rice is placed directly in front of the diner. The soup sits to the right. The main dish to the left. Pickles at the back. Even placement is codified. This is not random. It is deliberate harmony. Compare this with Western fine dining traditions. In French cuisine, the meal is structured around courses served sequentially: appetizer, main, cheese, dessert. Each plate arrives independently, often centered around a primary protein enhanced with sauce. French culinary philosophy constructs flavor by addition. Washoku constructs flavor by preservation. Where French cuisine may reduce a stock for hours to concentrate intensity, Washoku seeks clarity, allowing the essential character of the ingredient to remain intact. This is often described as subtraction rather than addition. Not less flavor but less interference. Modern nutritional science reveals something fascinating. The Ichiju Sansai model naturally distributes carbohydrates, plant fiber, fermented foods, marine proteins, and micronutrients in balanced proportion. Japanese dietary patterns are associated with some of the lowest obesity rates among developed nations, and among the highest life expectancies in the world. Japan's average life expectancy exceeds 84 years overall, with women approaching 87. While many variables influence longevity, diet plays a measurable role. High fish intake correlates with omega-3 fatty acid consumption. Fermented foods such as miso and natto contribute probiotics. Seaweed supplies iodine and minerals rarely present in Western diets. But statistics alone do not capture the essence. Because Washoku is visual. In Japan, people say, "We eat with our eyes." Keizeki cuisine, the refined seasonal meal associated with tea ceremony, presents dishes like landscapes. Spring dishes echo cherry blossoms. Autumn dishes echo crimson maple leaves. Summer dishes are served in glass bowls to evoke coolness. Winter dishes appear in warm earthenware. The plate is not a neutral platform. It is part of the composition. In Japan, plates change with season, occasion, and emotional tone. This integration of environment and meal reflects a worldview shaped by Shinto, the indigenous spirituality of Japan, which recognizes sacred presence within natural phenomena. Food is not extracted from nature. It is received from nature. That difference changes everything. 2. Eating time, the philosophy of seasonality. Japan stretches over 3,000 kilometers from north to south. Snow blankets Hokkaido while subtropical winds move through Okinawa. Mountains divide valleys. Seas surround every region. Geography created diversity, but culture transformed that diversity into reverence. The Japanese concept of shun, seasonal peak, does not simply mean in season. It refers to the precise moment when an ingredient reaches its fullest vitality. In industrial food systems, availability is year-round. In many American supermarkets, strawberries appear in winter, tomatoes in December. But historically, in Japan, you ate what nature offered when it offered it. Winter cabbage develops sweetness because cold temperatures trigger starch to sugar conversion. This biochemical response protects plant cells from freezing. Science confirms what farmers long understood: frost makes vegetables sweeter. Winter gave rise to Nabe communal hot pot. During the Edo period, common townspeople lived in narrow row houses called nagaya. Heating was minimal. Families gathered around a shared iron pot. Simmering broth, vegetables, tofu, and fish. One pot, many chopsticks. This was thermal efficiency and social architecture. In contrast, Western winter meals often emphasize roasted meats and root vegetables served individually on plates. Japanese winter cooking emphasizes shared warmth. Spring brings bamboo shoots takenoko, which emerge rapidly from thawing soil. They must be harvested within days before becoming fibrous. This fleeting availability elevates their value. Japan reveres transience, a concept known as mono. No awareness of impermanence. Cherry blossoms bloom briefly. Bamboo shoots peak briefly. Scarcity intensifies appreciation. Summer introduces humidity and heat. In Edo period Tokyo, vendors promoted eel. Unagi as stamina food during the hottest days. The polymath Hiraga Genai reportedly encouraged eel sellers to advertise consumption during the Day of the Ox in midsummer. Whether marketing myth or not, nutritional science supports eel's high vitamin A and B content. Autumn yields Pacific sauri, chestnuts, sweet potatoes, and matsutake mushrooms. Matsutake once grew abundantly in Japanese red pine forests. Modern environmental shifts and disease have drastically reduced supply, making them rare and expensive. This teaches a sobering truth. When ecosystems change, cuisine changes. Seasonality in Japan is not nostalgia. It is ecological literacy. 3. Umami, the science behind subtlety. In 1908, chemist Kikune Akita isolated glutamic acid crystals from kombu seaweed. He identified a taste distinct from sweet, sour, salty, or bitter. He called it umami, delicious savoriness. In 2000, scientists identified specific umami receptors on the human tongue. What Japanese cooks had known intuitively for centuries was biologically universal. Kombu contains glutamate. Bonito flakes contain inosinate. When combined, umami intensity multiplies. This synergy allows depth without heaviness. Western culinary traditions often build richness through fat, cream, butter, animal drippings. Washoku builds depth through molecular harmony. As a result, many traditional Japanese dishes remain relatively low in saturated fat while delivering satisfaction. Regional cuisine reflects climate and history. In snowy Akita, rice cultivation dominated agriculture. Kiritanpo, mashed rice formed around skewers and grilled, evolved as both preservation and portability. Hunters carried it. Families simmered it in chicken broth during winter. In Hiroshima, after the devastation of 1945, food scarcity required ingenuity. Thin pancakes layered with cabbage and noodles became sustenance for workers rebuilding the city. Hiroshima-style okonomiyaki grew from resilience. In Nagasaki, one of Japan's few ports open to foreign trade during isolationist centuries, Chinese students needed affordable, nutritious meals. Local cooks combined Chinese, stir-fry methods with Japanese ingredients, creating champon. Each dish is geography made edible. 4. The philosophy of how to eat. Washoku does not end at preparation. It continues in behavior. Before eating, Japanese people say Itadakimasu. Literally, I humbly receive. It is not equivalent to let's eat. It acknowledges life-given animal, plant, human labor. Rice in Japan is historically sacred. In agrarian belief, spirits reside within grains. Farmers perform planting festivals. Shrines offer rice to deities. Leaving rice unfinished was once considered disrespect, not only to farmers but to divinity. This perspective contrasts sharply with societies where food abundance has normalized waste. Globally, approximately 1/3 of food produced is discarded. In Japan, though food waste exists, cultural etiquette strongly discourages leaving rice uneaten. There is also structure in eating. The practice known as Senkuku tabe triangular eating rotates among rice, soup, and side dishes. Rather than finishing one item entirely, flavors balance continuously. This preserves harmony. Western dining typically involves finishing one component before moving to the next. Washoku emphasizes integration. Sound etiquette reflects communal awareness. Slurping noodles is acceptable, even practical for cooling and aroma intake. But chewing loudly is discouraged. Why? Because Japanese social norms prioritize minimizing disruption to others' sensory space. Dining is shared space. Holding the rice bowl close to the mouth prevents spillage and honors the food. Chopsticks must never be stuck upright in rice, a gesture associated with funerary rituals. Every motion contains memory. Conclusion: a civilization at the table. Washoku is not defined by sushi. It is defined by relationship. Relationship to land, relationship to time, relationship to others, relationship to mortality. To sit at a Japanese table is to participate in a worldview shaped by rice paddies, mountain forests, Buddhist temples, fishing villages, and post-war recovery. It is to recognize that eating is not consumption alone. It is exchange. The next time you lift a bowl of rice, pause. Consider the soil, the rain, the farmer, the cook, the life transformed into nourishment. And perhaps whisper, I humbly receive, because washoku is not simply food. It is a way of being human. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel.